Hi, everyone. Go ahead and stop. I love that music. Hi. I am celebrating the launch of Beetlejuice. My sister got me a new shirt that has like the Bio Exorcist. It has the whole like advertisement on it. So I'm feeling that. I'm excited to see that movie this weekend. I'm not going to see it today, opening day necessarily, because people. That's a people. But there, I'm sure like some like morning session or something like that on Monday or something I can go. All right. Hello. Good morning, Pamela. Yes. Happy Friday, Rick. I missed you guys yesterday. It was a very dreary morning, but all good. Dad, Papa EAW is fine. My dad is fine. He's doing great. He's recovering. Surgery went great. Everything came back good, so he can go get his hip replaced. It was probably the best news that could happen. So we're all doing well there. Jorge, hello. Ingrid, howdy, but you're driving, so be careful. Just keep your eyes on the road. Don't look over here. Good morning, Tiffany. Glad he's doing good. Great. I have a couple of announcements this morning for everyone. First of all, Steph and I this morning woke up early and we got to talk to the amazing creator of booktalk.ai. And the Future Fiction Academy is going to be working with booktalk.ai to help, be working with it. What we saw today, we were blown away. We think it's a tool that is worth it for you guys to go check out. It is early stages. You guys know that with AI. So it'll get your hooks for you. It'll make your slideshows for you. It will send it as a draft to your TikTok. And there's a lifetime option right now. So you can get in on the ground floor. This is like an opportunity. Talking with Marvin, he's one of us. He has been deeply entrenched in the indie publishing world since 2015 in different roles with other companies that you all know. He'll be at Vegas this year, so we'll be seeing him at Vegas. It was one of the best meetings I've had in a while with because when we run the AI Writing for Authors group, we get a lot of like, check out our tool. And Steph and I are very careful we try to vet as much as we can and make sure like people making tools for authors understand what we need. And it's not just somebody who is coming in as an opportunity of like, oh, well, authors, but they don't know anything about publishing or anything about writing a book. That's not the case with booktalk.ai. Marvin completely understands what indies need for marketing and everything like that. So check out booktalk.ai if you have not already. They'll be posting an AI Writing for Authors, the Facebook group. And for those who are members of the Future Fiction Academy, they will be coming, yay, and joining us in quarter four. They'll be coming and joining and doing probably classes on like maybe a monthly basis for us about the latest that AI can do for book talk and marketing and things like that. So really great meeting with Marvin this morning. I liked him a lot. I like his personality, and I think that he's going to be a lot of fun to work with over the next couple of years, because those of us who are companies that are working in the AI space, it's at that time where we're all working together. Let me know in the comments if any of you have played with booktalk.ai at all. Christina says it wasn't great when you tested it, but as you say, I'm sure it'll get better. Yeah, and he talked about that. They're early. They're in early stages, but what we saw today would be something that I would pay for. I would pay the $10 a month to just generate the slideshows really fast so I could edit them and then send them to TikTok. We're excited that they have plans to expand into like Instagram and other places that can take it. So yeah, it has definitely improved. Like I said, we saw it this morning. So it's still free to try out. So there's no risk. So go check it out. We also saw something else that they're working on. I won't say anything about that, but they're really trying to figure out ways to make it easier for authors to make media and everything like that. So we're excited to see where they're going with that. Okay. Other news that I want to say. I'm just doing a PSA because Steph Pajonas and I realized this morning, first of all, we've reached 3,500 subscribers on the channel just this morning. So yay. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, we'd love to have you subscribe. Like, we do cool stuff with AI and we post it on YouTube. That's what we do. But as we were going through the list of people who subscribe, we found some names that were interesting to us because these are people who are anti-AI on other social media. So here's what I'm going to say. Those of you who are vocal about being anti-AI, not because you're actually against it, but because you're secretly using it and you're afraid of being accused. can you just shh for about 30 days? Just give it like 30 days. The next 30 days, just shh. And watch if your feeds don't stop or slow down on the anti-AI sentiment. I am convinced that about half of the authors that are running their mouths about it's cheating, it's stealing, it's this, it's people posturing because they're afraid of being accused of using it. Because we see you, we see the books you're publishing. Those of us who work with AI, we can see the AI-isms, the phrases and stuff right there in the chapters, okay? There's a lot of us. ChatGPT has millions of hundreds of millions of users, as a matter of fact. The AI Writing for Authors group is over 6,000 authors. Pseudo-Write, Novel Crafter, software like that, Typing Mind, they have thousands of users who are using them. We launched a free tool, and within 1 week, we had over 1,000 users of it. So I just want to say a PSA that there's a lot of authors out there who are using AI, more than you think. And so if you're just like, if you're still in the mode that I have to be anti-AI because people are going to accuse me of using it, I think you're contributing to an echo chamber / circle jerk where a whole bunch of authors are very vocal about being anti-AI, but they're all secretly using it for brainstorming or marketing or write or whatever, but they're using it, but they're saying that they hate it because they're afraid of being accused. So if we just we need to calm down. You're being too loud, in the words of Taylor Swift. I think if we all just calm down a little bit, we're going to see that there's a lot more of us who are using it. And then we can start the work that is us working together and making the most of this opportunity. Okay. All of us are of an age that we have watched the digital revolution over and over and over again. This is the chance to be on the ground floor and really shape what it is for us. So other news, keeping an eye on the time. If you are members of the FFA, ta-da! We will be working on this tonight in the fine-tune class. Joseph went ahead and made us, so this has, I've got to update the instructions. Don't click on the instructions page. I'll show you how to get to this. It'll take your CSV file and turn it into the JSON. It shouldn't be P, it should be JSON-L, but I'll talk to him about that. But anyway, we have the Dino Trainer, so I'll take away that little thing. Okay, let's talk about that. Fine-tunes. The FFA has been working on fine-tunes again because there's been major advancements in fine-tunes, believe it or not. So 4.0 and 4.0 mini from ChatGPT now support this new format of fine-tuned data, which is you can give it an example of an entire chat. Now you're probably going Elizabeth, why would I want to do that? Well, we're using it to actually develop these models to being used to responding. Sometimes you chat with it and you're like, da, 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 and it writes back an answer and you're like, no, add more detail. No, add this. You can do that. And then you can cut out the stuff that's bad. And you can basically train it that when I ask you this question, you give me the good answer that you finally arrive at. You can basically help teach it to shortcut and just get to the details or get into that mode so that it regularly responds to you with more information. Our first prototypes this week that I shared on Wednesday, I got 4.0 and 4.0 mini to both write back 3,000 words with one click with just a simple scene brief. So if you have been using 4.0 and 4.0 mini and you are like, oh, it only writes me 800 words. This is so annoying. Again, a fine tune. And there was only 10 examples in my fine tune. So it wasn't even that big of a lift for the data set. So that's something that we're working on in the Future Fiction Academy. If you are someone who wishes you could train your own model to either give you more words back when you prompt it or to give words back in a style more akin to the way you write, fine tunes are the way for you. Okay, let's get started. Let's get going. I'm going to remove this from the stage. Stop screen. We're going to Australia, everyone. Hope everyone packed some sunscreen. Okay, so we're going to share screen. Cancel. Okay. Oh, you read the whole, yes, I agree. Because Susan says you read that whole response that you posted in Discord. It seemed like it had repeated things. That's because I didn't give it a big enough scene brief. I was just testing to see if it would actually give me 3,000 words as a response. So now my next goal, what I have to do is give it enough meat of information that it needs to fill that out, if that makes sense. Yes. Yeah. Remember in the class? Yeah. Remember in the class when I said the first litmus test we're just trying to test is, can it write back 3,000 words? because that's the first thing. Because the what was I going to say? The first test is just to see if it could do it, because OpenAI says that ChatGPT 4o mini can actually write back 16,000 tokens. The most I've ever gotten it to write back in like one go was about 7,000, and that was like interesting prompting, and it was like a long conversation. But it did finally give me back like a 7,000 token response. So there's more work to be done. So the first thing is we push it to make it do the longer formats, and then the next thing will be quality for sure. But yeah, that is a limitation. I've got Dasha at the door. Let me go ahead and let her in, and then we'll get started writing the book. Come on, Dasha. I feel like I run a children's show. My puppy is at the door. No. Right before I got started, my mom returned from the store. And so, of course, all the dogs had to be down there to protect her from ninjas. That's what I call it when the dogs just bark for no reason. Like, oh, there must be ninjas because I don't see anybody. Also, today's writing is brought to you by Scooby-Doo. Not endorsed by Scooby-Doo, but the Scooby-Doo mug. Scooby-Doo mug. Make it very clear. All right, let's go. Let's go find out where we were on Wednesday. For those of you who were here on Wednesday, we did 11,000 words in 2 hours. We're here for 2 hours today, unless something changes. But let me go. That is not what I wanted to do. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Apologies. There it is, the tracking for each week. I wanted to have that for everybody. Okay, let me go ahead and share. How have you guys been doing? How many words have you been getting with Raptor Write? How was your Thursday since I wasn't with you? Did anybody get stuff done yesterday? Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Share screen. We're going to share the whole window, tracking for the week. Okay. No, you guys only work when I'm here with you. Oh, that's so sweet, but you don't need me. And we're also live again tomorrow because I have to make up for Thursday. I don't have to, but I want to. I really want to do 5 days a week for as many weeks as I can. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm at NINC. I think we're going to do 30 minutes. We're going to have speed lives where I'm just on for 30 minutes. Okay, we got some reports. So Stacy Anderson got a chapter done yesterday. Woo woo. Cheer that up. Dina got started on our reader magnet. Good job, Dina. Susan, I got to jump in. I keep stalling on it. Well, go. Just jump in. There's no sharks. Just jump in. There's no sharks. You can do it. And Harper says, I didn't do any writing yesterday. I did a lot of brainstorming for a new project that I'm starting today. Well, cheers to that. Because writing with AI does do better if you do a little bit of advanced thinking, you know. Oh, and Tiffany is with you on Harper. She also did some world building. So there we go. Uh-oh. Stacy's throwing down the gauntlet. If the two of us are on together at NINC for 30 minutes, then 30 minutes times 2 equals 1 hour. There we go. I might do like a 30-minute in the morning and 30-minute in the evening kind of a thing. That might be kind of cool. We'll see how that goes. I kind of want to do that anyway. I also want to test for, are we having an FFA get together at NINC? Yeah, I'll add it to the app. I'll have to get on top of that. Maybe we can all have dinner together. I like to go pub crawling personally. They have that free bus. We did that last year. It was all girls. It was great. But I have to do mocktails now. I can't drink anymore, which I'm not really that unhappy about. But all right, let's go get back to Liam and Elena. Okay, back to, which one do I want? I want this one. And I should probably close the other one out. Let me close this out. Okay, so this was week 1. We did okay. Here we are on week 2. Just like in terms of like how fast we're going, as far as, because I'm a nerd about that. So we're at 18,490 compared to the 22,000 I did last week. So if I was to divide this, doing this real fast. So equals this number divided by the max that we had. So I'm at 82% of last week's total, but here's the wicked crazy part. I'm only at 55% of the time. because we still have 4 more hours. Well, we have 45 minutes plus another hour and then 2 hours on Saturday. So because that particular week we did 9 hours total last week. And so now we're at 5 hours so far. I'm really excited. I think it is like a muscle. The more you do it, the better you get. I'm also a lot more relaxed with this particular story. I don't have because this is not book 6 in a series. I can be a lot more relaxed or free with how the story goes. The other thing I would say too is that really fast. I think that is a core skill of AI writing, by the way. How many of you have had to learn to adopt this? It's not wrong. It's just not the way I would have written it. So you have to really learn how to write with the AI as a co-writer. And that's a very different thing than making the AI be an obedient writer to what you want. Like there's a spectrum there. And the more you can be flexible on letting the AI be a co-writer, meaning it can propose kind of ideas and rabbit trails that you're okay with kind of going down a little bit. You leave a little bit of space in the control aspect of the story, that it is like a junior writer, that it can contribute and everything like that. How many of you are getting more books done that way if you just leave a little bit of space, maybe like 15 to 20% of space for the AI to be contributing to the story, rather than just like, no, you must be obedient and do exactly what I want. So I think there's a little bit of a delay because we have I love that mug. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo mug. It's fun. So I'll give a minute for people to kind of respond on that if they want to, about what it really is taking in reality for us to work with AI. Because I had this discussion with someone else who is also a very big AI person, like they're using AI, and they were talking about the fact that they can't be as fast as I am because they're very exact. They have very high requirements of what they want. And I'm like, well, the key is that you have to learn how to relax that. Now, in some books you can't, and that's just the way it is. I was slower on the book that I had to be very opinionated about how things were done. I still left probably about 5 to 10% of the AI if you watched last week, you can see times where I'm like, oh, I wasn't planning that, but I like that better. Let me go with that. Dina is sharing. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to have to get over that wanting it how I want it. Yeah, I think that there's a time and a place for that. And then that was Susan, I'm sorry. And Dina had said, yes, the AI has written stuff. I was like, well, I didn't mean it to go that way, but I like it. Yeah, I think if you can adopt a little bit of curiosity. Harper says, I've gotten a little better about not micromanaging the AI. It's hard. It's hard when you're very opinionated about your books. And it's okay if you don't want to write with AI. It's okay if you're like, no, I like writing my books, Elizabeth, and I want to do this. You only use it for brainstorming or little bits here and there, rephrasing and things like that. That's cool too. Me, I want to be an orchestra. I want to be a creative director. I have the most fun where I'm like, I want her to do this and I want this to happen and this to happen. And then it just does it. And I get like a couple of different iterations and I get to be like, cut, do a new take. Okay, this time I want it more romantic. This time I want to joke about the couch. This time I want this. This time I want that. That makes me happy. That's my happy place. All right, let's get back to work. Not that we actually started, but we're at 10:19. We're good. Okay, so that's the tracking for the week. We are at 82% of the quota that we did last week, but we're only at 55% of the time. So I am still working in baby just because that's where my projects are. I'm going to load the project and bring in the Secret Millionaire book 1. So there we go. And the book is definitely at, oh, you know what? I don't have a tracker. Well, the book is at 18,490 words. I know that. It's there. So, depending on how long this is going to be, we're about halfway through. I think this is going to be kind of like a shorter novella, kind of like in that 30 to 40K. So we have chapter 9. We had just finished where she says she'll go to Australia. I don't think we added it to the story Bible. I think that we hadn't done that yet. Maybe we did. Let's see here if this is chapter 9. It is chapter... I think it is chapter 9. Nope, it is chapter 7. Oh, Lord have mercy. We have been derelict in our, I think that's the right word. Now I want to look it up because I think it's from, now I'm like worried it's made up word. Oh yeah, no, that's right. We have been that. We have neglected our story Bible. So let's go ahead and get that fixed real fast. So blank title, wait, chapter 9. Oh dear. I think I already combined that into this chapter 9 because it went to the next day. Yeah, I don't want to delete it yet. I'll have to double check. So I'll just do a blank document and I'll name this one like maybe stuff you need for chapter 9. Not sure. Okay. So we'll have that there. So this one is going to be for the story Bible. Create a story Bible entry for chapter 8. So I'm going to turn on story Bible and I'm going to turn on chapter 8. I'm going to make sure that my model is chosen correctly. I can use mini. Yeah, mini's fine. 4096. And we'll bring down the temperature a little bit. We'll go to 0.7. Oh, also forgot to show this. I always feel like a magician. Activity. You can see. Is it activity I want? Yeah, it is an activity. I did actually have to put more money in, finally. I was down to $4. But I mean, that's what happens when you run. Don't tell me Openrouter is down this morning. I do not have, I mean, I can switch over to Rexy if I have to. Is anyone else's Openrouter having issues? It's not loading. Why is it not loading? I'll check the chat, see if anyone else is having issues with Openrouter. Oh, good morning, Michelle. Good to see you. Dina, you're saying yes. Problems with Openrouter? Oh, mother lover. Ugh. No, Openrouter. I clearly have a... Okay. 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 I see how you are. You can be this way. Let's clear the jump cut. Clear all in the jump cut. Okay. Unfortunately, I will put it to a vote. Do you all want me to see me go to Rexy and make this work? Or do you want me to try to make this work inside of Playgrounds, copying and pasting? What is the preference? I will give like 2 minutes. So Rexy is not a free tool. Rexy is a paid tool. But if you guys, I know a lot of you are curious about Rexy and you want to see how you would do this in Rexy, I will go pull Rexy. Okay, we got to vote for Rexy. Tiffany says now it's running. Yeah, but I don't trust it. If it's having issues, let me go look at the Discord. We added an OpenAI announcements to our Discord. So let's go see if they're complaining. Let's see here. OpenAI announcements. I know she added it. There it is. 10:14 a.m. Okay, seeing extremely high load right now and latency issues. 10:05. We'll update when we've stabilized. Still working on that, but in the meantime, Reflection 70B, which may be the best open source model trained using a new technique, is live and working. Here's the author's tweet about it. Interesting. Using a new technique. Well, now I need to go find out what Reflection 70B is. So they're still having issues. Yeah, so we're going to use the S slots for ad hoc commands. Actually, I think I can just give the Rochelle, okay, I got to bring okay, we need to have serious talk for a second. You guys, I could just take the chapters that I've got so far, chapters 1 through 9, and the outline, and I can just throw it in the Go with God methodology and say go, and then we just have the book finished. Yeah. And then I can bring those things over into Raptor Write and I can edit them. We in favor? We all good? I'll change the name of this thing so I won't say Raptor Write anymore since Raptor Write's down. All right, let's go. Yeah, I've done that. Automatic book generator with it. What's so far? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, this is not a free tool though, just to be clear to everyone. We're taking a field trip. Welcome to the madness world of Elizabeth Ann West. Okay, so we're going to come over to Raptor Write. I'm going to come over to Rexy, get that all going. I'm just going to go fast, you guys. I'll explain a little bit as I'm setting things up, but we're moving and grooving. I'm going to need my Notion open too. I don't know. Hold on one second. I think I was getting a password a second ago. So let me remove this from the screen for just a second. And then we'll go to Notion. Rochelle is a bad influence on me. I see you in the chat. Like you got here right in time. I'm going to come over here to the superstructure page. Okay. And now I will do this. Hello, hello. Rochelle's like, looks like I got on the right time. So yeah, sorry, not sorry. We're just going to go. We're going to run with it. We're going to go with it. So I'm going to go to this. Nope. I've got to share, Elizabeth. Got to share your screen. Add to stage. I'll be in the lower corner here. Okie dokie. So Raptor Write. Rexy. So this is a superstructure page in Notion. I have a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm going to go ahead and click new series because I'm going to throw this into its own thing. Close that out. And it's going to take me about 20 or 30 minutes to get this all set up because I haven't done that. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do, my jump cut is empty. I'm going to go ahead and start copying and pasting the stuff that I need. So we'll go ahead and copy all of this. That's the outline. I don't have the information for the story Bible. Okay, I can do it in Rexy too. I'm gonna copy all of that. It's just gonna be a little bit more cumbersome. So we have story Bible and we have that. Now I will go to chapter 1, copy. Chapter 2, copy. Chapter 3, copy. Chapter 4, copy. Chapter 5, copy. Chapter 6, copy. Chapter 7. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this faster, you guys. You want to know how I'm going to do this faster? Watch this. We're going to just toggle these things, these puppies on. And here's why I'm doing this. Because I need it in Tupperware containers. For those of you who know, you know. So I've got them all on. I can click this and I can see like the whole thing. I'm going to copy it. Okay, it's copied to the clipboard. I'm going to come over to Notion. I have my new series already made. I'm going to rename this. This is Samantha Marsh or Sydney Marsh, and it's going to be I don't know, the retro roast. All right, I'm going to come over to my auto write because I've got to make Notion page. I've got to make my Notion slots. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. Discard. Page. These are my end slots. And I'm going to make a page, paste it in. I'll just call it components for right now. Actually, I don't want to do it. Oh, really? Really? I want to do it here. Delete. Okay, so since that's too big, what I'm going to do, I don't want to do the import. I'll just do it in sections. So I'll just toggle some stuff off. Not a problem. That should be enough. So we went to chapter 2, copy this, bring it in. Okay, bring it into Notion. Good. It was not... Notion, you're really making me angry. What is your max? What is your problem? What can I import? If I go to import, what are you able to import? Drag files or upload, and it can do docx, HTML, Markdown, and EPUB files into Notion pages. Okay, so look at this. Don't see the app you use? Import a zip file, and Notion will convert all of the files inside of it into Notion pages. Okay, I can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download all of my docs. So for this, you guys can't see my screen. So give me 1 second. I'm going to share and hopefully no one will message me. I'm going to share my whole desktop so you guys can see. So let me remove that and I will present. Wait a minute. Let me close out Discord. Let me just make sure I don't have anything sensitive open. That should be good. So I'm going to present, stop screen, present, share screen. Yep, share screen, whole entire screen. It's going to be kind of like, whoa, for just a second here. Yep, we've got the time thing here going on. Come over to Raptor Write. Okay. So now I'm going to download all docs. I'm going to do it as, what does Notion say that it can do? Can it do plain text? I think it can. So this is import, and it'll do just the plain text as well. I'm going to go ahead and do the markdown. Well, markdown is a problem though for Notion slots. So we'll just pull them in as plain text. So plain text, I'm bringing it in. I'm going to go to, sure, iCloud Drive is fine. We can be inside of Raptor Write. We'll do a new folder and we'll call it Retro Roast. And I'm going to create a new folder, and this is components. And now I'm saving these in here. So I'm going to click save. Now, when the next document opens up to save, yes, I need to allow it to download multiple files. So the next one came to story premise, and I want to make sure it's in the components. So it's just saving each individual file. Save, 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 save. I feel like it didn't get everything. Let me go check the folder. iCloud Drive, Raptor Write, Retro Roast, components. Yeah, I only got through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think he's only pulling down 10. I need to let him know that. That's not a good thing. Okay. So now I can just go 7 and download the individual current document, plain text. I'll put it in the same folder of components. I will let him know that that's a bug. Plain text, save, chapter 9, plain text, and save. Now I have to make a zip file because that's how Notion wants it. So once you have it in a folder right here, you can just like literally right click it and you can click compress on a Mac and it'll make a zip folder for you. Other Windows probably has something similar where you just right click it and you make a zip. So now I can come over here and I can upload from my computer that particular folder. So I'm going to iCloud, Raptor Write, and Retro Roast. And I just need to go to the zip folder and open it. And now it's going to bring all that in. So that can be a faster way for you to bring all the stuff in without having to copy and paste. So it's going to literally import it, and it's going to make each one of those an individual Notion page with the name of it. So that's kind of nice. What sucks though is that it's not going to be Tupperware contained, so I'm going to have to Tupperware container them, which is not the most fun, but that's okay. Maybe we can make that a mode. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my entire screen so that now you guys have seen how to do that, how to download, how to zip it, how to put it into Notion. I'll stop screen, and now I'll just present, like, because I only did that so you guys could see the files and things like that. So let me go to just, Notion slots. And it's still importing. Well, how long does importing take? I probably should have just copied and pasted. All right, in the meantime, we'll work on Rexy. Rexy, I don't have a project loaded. It's not going to show that project because I opened this before I did all that. So I'm going to go to my utilities and I'm going to clear my cache. And now it's reconnected to my my superstructure page. So now I can actually load those projects. So there's SM Retro Roast. So I could go ahead and load that project in. And that'll give me everything like ready to go. All my check marks are checked. Really, Notion? How long does importing take? This should not take very long. Anyone else do Notion imports before? Oh, thank you. Yeah, my sister got it for me to celebrate Beetlejuice coming out. Yep. My sister Christine. Okay. So since this is taking a little bit, I'm going to just copy and paste in while it's doing this. Maybe, I don't know. Can I do other Notion stuff while that's doing that? Let me see. Notion. Yeah. So that one's jamming over here. I don't have full faith that that's going to work. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Raptor Write, since I want Tupperware containers, and I'll just grab this stuff, do the binoculars, copy it. That shouldn't be too much. Maybe. Okay, so that one it liked. So now what I can do is I can highlight the bits that I wanted. It did not put it in a Tupperware container. Did it? Oh, it did. Outline start. Okay, so I don't need the instructions. The instructions go away. But this is what I want. Outline start. That's the Tupperware container. So from here, there we go. I can highlight. Boop, 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 boop. There's some weird formatting here. Oh, that's the end of the story Bible. Okay, I don't want that. I just want the end of the outline. So there's chapter 3, chapter 2, chapter 1. Okay, chapter 20, epilogue, and that should, yeah, that's the end of the outline. So once I highlight that, I can click this and I should be able to turn it into a page, right? No, okay. I'll do it the other way. I'll just make a page and call this N1 outline. And now I can just grab all of the outline. Oh, come on. Fine. Be aggravating. Although, to be honest with you, we're kind of off of the outline. So now that I have it all selected, I can come up here and I can grab this and just drop it into there. So we have that. Somehow we picked up the end of the beginning of the story Bible. So Control X, come back to end slots, and nope. Pushed it. There we go. I'm going to call this N2, and I'm going to call this story so far. Well, no, it's not story so far. It's story Bible so far. There's an important thing. Story so far is all the chapters. And now I can highlight this. This is really annoying. I'm glad I did this, though, so that I can see how we're going to need to fix things for running with Rexy. Bring it into there. I also want to go ahead and highlight everything here. And there is a shortcut key to remove all the formatting. I don't ever remember what it is. So it's like Notion shortcuts, remove formatting. Show more. It is Shift Tab something. Keyboard shortcuts. That's what I want. They have like this page that's right here. Okay. Shift Tab unnests the content, which is what I want, because if it's nested, so Shift Tab. Come on. That did not work. Command. Where is, press Tab to indent. There's a way to remove all the formatting. I'm sure you guys are telling me in the chat right now. Let me go check the chat. Yeah, it can be very, very frustrating. The reason why they say start and end is because dumber models, like especially the free models, the open source models, they don't understand the slashes. They need start and end. So we just went ahead and went with the lowest common denominator, because the more advanced models do understand start and end. They also understand the slashes, so it doesn't really matter. So that's where that is. Maybe it brought everything. Oh, it brought everything in. Okay. Well. Oh, and it threw that into my private thing. That's great. Let's see here. Notion is like something else. I think I can just click move to my superstructure page and the retro roast. So I have it there. Okay, so here's the components import. I can now just move these along. So I guess that was faster. It did do that. We had story ideation, we have outline, we have story premise, which goes up here. We have story Bible, which goes here. Boop. Outline, chapter. The chapters are all out of order. So this is kind of fun. It's like a puzzle. Chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Just putting them in order. 5, 6. We can bring 9 to the end. There we go. Everything's all good to go. Okay. Yeah, we'll just grab this. And we'll come over to my auto write page and my end slots. So I'm not even fighting with this anymore. Paste those in. Could have just moved them. Man, everything's running slow. Yeah, the make it text works sometimes. I'm hoping that by bringing these in as plain text. Yeah, so this is all cleaned up. So let's see what, so now it has the end slots. Let's see if the outline. Yeah, it's all cleaned up for the most part. It's okay. So now I just have to remove the bullets. Which is doable. I think it's like Command Shift Tab. Nope. Alt Shift Tab. Control Shift Tab. Turn into text. Aha, that worked. Thank you, Rochelle. That got rid of the bullets. Okay, so the outline has that. We'll do the same thing for Story Bible. Maybe. Okay, there we go. We don't need this. We'll just highlight all of this. Come up to the top. Turn into text. There we go. They've definitely improved that quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to say Story Bible. Go to the end and put it in the bottom too. This is the Tupperware containers that we usually use. It's just the slashes, which is fine for what I'm going to do. I'm keeping an eye on the time. Outline. Outline, highlight it, go to the end, put it at the bottom. Okay. This is going to be the not fun part. Well, it says it's chapter 1. And then chapter 2, chapter 3. I may not need to put these into, I don't think I need to put those into, I'm going to try not putting those into Tupperware containers for right now and see how that works. As long as each one says chapter 9 at the top, which I think it does. Like, I think the files, when it brought it in, it put the name of it. Why are these taking so long to load? That's so weird. Oh, here's one where it says chapter 5 start and chapter 5 end. Okay. So some of them have it. Oh, this one's a mess. I don't like that one at all. I don't know why it came in like that. So what we'll do is we'll just copy that. Bring it over. Copy the whole thing, which I did. That does not work. I will have to let him know that. What? I did not move this to trash. Oh, wait. Yes, I did. Go away. There we go. Now it's got the right formatting. So that's not too bad. One didn't have good formatting. Let's check the other ones. Chapter 8. That's another one that did not have good formatting. I think I used a different model for that. Chapter 8. Select all. The moral of this story is move your stuff to Notion as you work, because this is not fun. I don't like this part. Chapter 7. All right. So we have chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 7. Also, ugly is sin. All right. We're just going to preemptively put chapter 7 in. Chapter 6 is fine. It's so interesting. Some of them were fine and some of them are not fine. It's a very strange and unusual situation. This is why we don't have document import, by the way. Document import is a freaking nightmare. If you can't even see here from the export how it'll sometimes just be wonky, it's just a nightmare. That's why we don't have that. Okay, so we're good here. The only other thing I would want to do is number these N1, N2, N3s. So I think I can just here rename it. Yeah, command the option Shift R. So if I do that, if I just go command Shift R, I can now just type it into here. N1, nope. And I'm going to take off this stupid extra 1 thing. Same thing. Command Shift R. No, this doesn't work. I'll just have to click the rename. N2, but it's faster than loading them each. Rename. N3. This is the old way. Like we've been doing this since before we had Raptor Write. This is, now you can see why things are so much easier in Raptor Write. Like you just toggle on the documents. The old way of using this is we have to call in the N1s, N2s, N3s, N4s, but it does work. So, I mean, we wouldn't have Raptor Write if we hadn't done it, if we hadn't experimented with this. All right, so that's N5. Control Shift R, N6. And I know for those of you who are watching, like, she is wasting so much time. How's she going to get this done? Oh, ye of little faith. This is going to blow everyone's minds because I'm just going to make the AI finish the book. And then I'll edit it what I want to do. So N8. Rename. N9. Rename. N10. That's fine. And this is really just for me, the human, so I can know which ones are which. Rename. N11. N12. And finally, N13. Okay, so we have all that good to go, goodness, so that Notion slots is good. I can grab this link, copy, come over to Rexy, and in my Elements panel, Notions panel, bring this in and load and refresh. And so now I have all of those. Hide. I usually work in baby Rexy, honestly. Let me go check the chat. It doesn't care about the formatting since it all goes as one large blob of text. I care about the formatting because it'll be a pain in the butt later on. So hi, Nicholas. Good to see you. Good to see you. Rochelle says that she just copies all the chapters into the big Bing box and only have the end slots for information in the system prompt, then have the ABG imagine it wrote everything preceding. Yep, that's a definitely methodology. I like to, I'm doing a little bit of pre-planning here because I know that there's going to be a lot of things that I'm doing. So we have everything here. It's okay that it has the word count. I'm fine with that. That might help it understand what the heck it's doing. Now I'm going to set up my word banger. So I'm going to kind of do it manually, I think, because I know I have blackjacks that I could load, but I just don't know. Let me go get the prompts. So the prompts are they're on the main page here because I just have them all saved. This is the blackjack S1 and S2 go with God. So I open it and it's like S1 and then S2, but I don't know that I have where are my S slots that I want? Yeah, I don't think, okay, let me go to an older one. Automatic book machine. Yeah, what is a project that has it? Maybe the Formula One. No. Nope, it does not. Women's fiction probably. I don't know where my S slots are. So, okay, we'll just write them. We'll write them by hand. Oh, wait, no, I know they're in here. Yeah, okay, there we go. System prompt. That's what I want. System prompt, you're a book writing machine. Your assignment is to do this. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go into my Notion so that I have both of them open. Oh, the things we do, the things we do. Okay, so this is the retro roast. So I don't want it on my auto write page. Okay. Prompts for system and S slots. Okay, so the system prompt. Here we go. You are a romance book writing machine. Your assignment is to do whatever is needed to accomplish writing a 20 chapter Instalove romance. Each chapter must be at least 2,000 words. You can decide to plan a next step or write out a chapter or any other action that would be needed to get the novel done. You will always read what's there, what's written so far. And decide the best task to do next. You're not trying to write the whole novel in one go. You will have multiple chances to keep working. So think about working in steps that are about 2,000 to 3,000 words in length. If the most recent chapter is unfinished, you should finish it. You stick to characterization and alternating point of view, first person between Elena and Liam. Okay. Information about the story plan that will help you. And this is going to be I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. On my N slots, it's going to be the N2, N4, N2 and N4. Okay, so come back over here. N2 and N4. This just tells it that it can read the story premise of what we're aiming to do, and it can read the outline. But your responsibility is to write the best Instalove romance novel that you can for me to edit and revise. Okay, this is a little bit of a different prompt than what I usually use, but that's okay. And now I need an example of the other one, which is just the recursive like S prompt to go with it. And that's going to be the S1 prompt. You will work one scene of the novel at a time. You'll perform, make a plan, write it. If you've completed it, then you write it. Okay, so that's that one. And let me look at the other one. Yeah. In the BBB, the bottom box down below is a draft. Okay, that's the revision stuff. We're not working with that right now. We want to just produce. So we're going to go with the S1 prompt. You will work one chapter. Oh, let me copy and paste into the other one. Okay. Big Bang Box. No. SM Roast. Yes, I do want that there. Okay, so that's the system prompt. And then down here is the S1 prompt. S1 prompt. Go there. All right, you will work one chapter of a novel at a time. You will only perform one step at a time. You will always read the work brief. And what is written so far. It's not the work brief, so I don't want to call it a work brief this time because it's not. Information about the story. There we go. We'll just put that there. So it knows that that's that section. And what is written so far to figure out where you are in the story to continue working. The process of writing is always step one. Make a plan to write a chapter. You want to scour the story so far. Okay, for details. There we go. Create a detailed chapter brief. You will always label the beginning chapter brief. You will always label the beginning of this work as chapter whatever, scene brief, chapter X. Writing brief where X is the number of the chapter you are working on. Somebody started their microwave. Once the plan is done, you close the ending with / chapter writing brief. Sorry, guys, that you're seeing me make all these changes. Rochelle, I appreciate you messaging me. I just don't have I don't have the bandwidth to process it right now, but let me check. Thank you. Okay. So if you have a completed chapter writing brief, continue to step 2. If not, finish the chapter brief and then stop. Stop means write nothing else after the closing tag. Next, you will write the draft of the chapter. In the first person point of view of either Elena or Liam, and in a similar style to previous chapters, following the chapter writing brief. Please follow the we don't have writing style instructions. Go for the unexpected phrase or cliche to turn the reader's head. You will always label the beginning of this work as chapter X draft, where X is the number of the chapter you are working on. Once the plan is done, that's not the plan. Once the chapter is done, you close the ending with blah, 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 chapter X draft. Your goal is to always write at least 2,000 words. If you have completed the chapter writing draft, the chapter draft, start at step 1 for the next chapter. If not, finish the chapter draft only and then stop. Stop means write nothing else after the closing tag. Okay. We got it. This is always going to be my S1 prompt. So I'll copy this and then that's going to be my thing. Okay. So system is this information. Boop. Okay. Rexy. Let me go ahead and we're going to need probably like 30 bangs. Set instas. The system message that I want on all of those. Oh, it's updating it. Okay, so now we have 30 bangs. So this is just 30 prompts. We're going to make this easier. Like Rexy 2.0 is going to be so much easier than this. And that'll be out in like probably a few weeks. You are a romance book writing machine. So it's got that. And then the N4 and N2 is going to pull in the documents over here, N2 and N4. It won't bring in N1 and N3, but I'm going to update all the instas. And now my Big Bang box, because this is the sandwich part. This one is, I need to have let's see here, N5 through N13. So rather than write that down, let me just go over here because I have these. I have these on the Women's Fiction Project because I was tired of always having to rewrite them. So I have right here. I don't. Just kidding. All right. I guess I'll have to type them in. N5, N6, N7, N8. Usually N through 9 through 1 through 10 is story components. I'm kind of breaking the way I usually do things right now because I'm custom loading all of this. But I'll tell you right now, I don't want to have to rewrite that, so I'm going to copy it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, because we have 9 chapters. All right, we'll come back over to my other project, the Retro Roast. And I'm just going to stick that here. So I have it if I need to copy and paste. All right, my auto write's there. So that's going to be the Big Bang box. That's going to put all the chapters that have been written so far. And now here, it's going to just be S1. Lord have mercy. S1 is my prompt. My S prompt is going to go into S slots. And I'm going to paste in all that information of you will work 1 chapter of a novel at a time, story so far. And then that's going to have all the information here of like what it was working on. So now I just got to copy this and paste it. So it'll run this prompt all the time before I get too crazy. Okay. We'll do 10 so far because there's only supposed to be 20 scenes. So that should be like 15. Okay. So I'm going to save that. We're going to choose a model. I think I'm going to go with Claude. Because Claude is the closest one to what I want. So it's going to be Claude Sonnet 3.5. Now, if I really wanted to be persnickety about it, I would be alternating plan and this and that and this and that. But it's okay. We're going to just do this. We'll go with 4,000. The temperature I'll bring down to 0.7 because it's Claude. And then over here, we're not skipping the Big Bang box at all. We don't need to reload our Notion slots because we're not doing that system because it's all just going to be in the Big Bang box. So I'm going to say run 10, start at 1. I think we're ready. We're just going to bang. Now, this is sending a lot of information. I'm definitely prompting very expensively doing it this way. But again, just finish the book. So now it's making a writing brief for chapter 10. So it's doing that. It's nice that it's Elena. Goals for this chapter. So it wrote the Raptor Write chapter writing brief. And now it is writing chapter 10. And this is the OG. Like this is what we had before Raptor Write. It just will take whatever prompt sequences you have and it just runs it. So there it goes. Oh. How did I miss that? In my world, every employee is like family. The idea of losing your job is terrifying. Okay. So that is all very like too fast, but that's okay. Because once Raptor Write's back up again, I can take that chapter 10 and I can expand that very easily into multiple scenes and want to break it up and be like, hey, take this information, turn it into a bunch of scenes. So now it's going to do chapter 11 and it's going to be Liam. So let's see what it does. And now it's doing number 4. And also, I don't like all of that is right here. So I can see that this is scene 10 and it tells me exactly how many words are there. So not bad, 1,300 words. And now that's the plan. And now it'll do the next one. You can also choose the numbering here. So I don't have to, it's already saved to my Notion page. I don't have to export. I don't have to do anything. This is what Rexy does. This is the OG. So back to Rexy. It's doing chapter 11 draft. Just a busy morning. You seem stressed. Just work stuff. Are they back? Like one chapter in Australia? I don't think that that's right. We need more. Your mother called again. What's going on, Jake? We might have a problem with the Australia deal. We already did this, so it's a little bit off. So I think this is the problem. I'm going to stop it right now because it's already lost narrative logic. And I had a suspicion that was going to happen because the outline is not what I want. So I'm going to do a different kind of methodology here where I'm going to kind of direct it a little bit at a time. So what I'm going to do is copy this because I need that. I'm going to clear the Big Bang box. Actually, since I stopped it, I'm going to just come over to Line Editor and then go over to WordBanger so it'll refresh. So it'll put everything in there and it'll show how like with one click you get a bunch of words. But I'm going to clear the Big Bang box. And paste back in the documents here. And I'm going to change this prompt a little bit so that S1 is not what I want it to do. I'm going to say, I'm actually going to change the system. I'm going to be like, okay, after reading the outline and the 9 chapters we have so far, can you please write a new outline for the next chapters, matching the pacing and style of the story so far, making the major beats happen, over as many chapters as you think there should be to get the story done. To satisfy the reader. Should be to satisfy the reader. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to change the model a little bit. I'm going to go with, we'll go ahead and go with Claude first. And I'll come over to project and I'm just going to go, the name of this is going to be Claude Outline. And we're just going to do 1 and 1. So we're just going to go ahead and bang, and it's going to write the outline. Claude's not going to write a very good outline. That's not where its talents are. You just keep doing steps and adding chapters to your outline and taking it a step at a time and edit it. Yeah, Rochelle, exactly. This is how you finish once you've deviated from your original. You just keep doing steps by adding chapters to your outline, taking it a step at a time. And what I might even do is I could also just let this run without the outline entirely. So it has 9 chapters and it just makes a plan for the next thing, because it can also do that too. I know we're an hour in. This was not what I planned to do today, but that's okay. All right. So now we have the Australian adventure begins. Okay, so that's not a good place for me to evaluate that. So I'll come to the Notion page. Let's see here. Chapter 10, Elena's point of view. Yes. And then Sydney, romantic dinner. Love it. Turning point. Yep. Return in reality. Okay. Mounting pressures at the cafe. Wants to help. He restructures the investment deal, giving Elena full control. What does he do? Reassures her. What is the new threat emerging for the retro roast? Okay, I like it so far. I like it up to a point. I like it up to here. that. All right, I'm just going to respond back to it because you can do this. You can basically make it a super chat. So because all this information is going to pass, and yeah, it's expensive. It's definitely a chunk. I'll go look at the money in a little bit, but I want to get it right. So what I'm actually going to say, okay, I like it so far, but I think the pacing chapters 14 on are too fast. Please expand those. And you can go up to 30 chapters total. Okay, so we'll bang again. So now it's getting that prompt, and it's going to rewrite the outline, I hope. Certainly, I'll explain. Okay, so there's chapter 14, but doesn't know the source. There we go. So now it's a little bit, now we have an argument. Yeah. Seeks advice from mentors and friends about how to make things right, but is unsure. Okay, I like this a little bit better. Now we can click on this and read this, what it does. Okay, so Liam's olive branch, the zoning issues, begins to soften. Cool. Okay. I like that. A competitor opens up. He proposes marriage. What the? Okay. You know, he rehearses his apology. He presents it. Okay, so right here is where we've got like where it's going. They reconcile. Okay, he confides in Elena. The future, tense negotiations. I like this. Elena's point of view feels out of place. I don't like the new threat. I don't like this competitor. It's like a whole nother thing. I think we just go to this. Besides, they're business partners now. It's official. Okay. Because the new structure with Elena owning 51% of the Shadow LLC is done. Okay, I don't like that. A glimpse of them a year later, now at the helm. I think there should be a baby, honestly, on the way, but that's just me because I'm that way. Okay. Maybe they get a puppy. And it's adding to their family. A puppy. Okay, there we go. We'll make it like I like this. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, bring it over here. Nope. That was the Claude outline. So we liked from here. Delete this. Boop. Put that there. Cool. Change all this to copy this. Come over to my main outline. Main outline. Revised outline. Yeah. Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5. Actually, I am just going to not do that. I'm going to come over to Story Bible. I'm going to duplicate Story Bible. No, I won't. I will. I got to think how to do this. I think I take outline out and make Story Bible outline because it's not going to match. So, you know what? We're just going to put outline for the rest of the book. Delete that because it's in Raptor Write. So now it has that. Okay, so chapter 10. Now we're cooking. Okay. We're good. All right, come back to Rexy. Number 1, come over to auto write. Delete all of this nonsense. This is just not good. Throw this. Delete. Boop. And I'm going to throw this stuff over here because I don't want it on my auto write page. Okay. And now I'm going to start off with number from 10. Okay, so, and now it's going to be writing the chapters. Clear the big bang box. Boop. And come over here, bring this all in. Into Rexy. And then now I just start with Insta 2. So start at Insta 2. Go ahead and do, my Notion slots are not updated. So Elements, Notion slots, you always have to refresh your Notion slots if you make changes. So I made changes to that page, but I have to refresh it so that it brings in the new information. Let me check the chat. I'm excited. This is a much better story. Thank you, Rochelle. Reload your Notion slots. Yeah. We are kind of going to have that. The new Rexy is just going to have the tray of the documents that you can toggle on, but you can also call them out by name in your sequence in your CSV file. So we're moving the CSV files. It's really kind of cool. So this is chapter 1 through 9. This is chapters 1 through 9. I'm going to start with 2. I bloated my Notion slots again. My project is writing chapters. It's going to start with number 10, just so I know where it is. We're going to go with Claude, and we'll go with, I don't know that we have enough. There's 10. There's 11. There's 12. 13. 14. 15. Because I think my outline goes to 26. So I would technically need 32 bangs, but we're just going to get this as far as we can, and then we can just like start over and it'll just keep going. So we'll just run 10 at a time, and then we'll just pick up from there. So it's going to go from 2, start at Notions 2 and run 10. Run 10. That'll give me 5 chapters. It'll be giving me 5 plans and then 5 chapters. And let's bang. Bang, bang, bang. So you can watch it here, but I'm actually going to go watch it in Notion because this is gonna go. She informs Marco and Janine about her absence, temporary closure, mixed feelings. She picks him up. He picks her up. Is it going to get it from the right point of view? Okay, so it did pick up that it's Elena's point of view. Good, good, good. What does one wear? Boss, you sure about this? Might as well make the most of it. If you hear anything about the zoning issues, let me know immediately. You got it. Have fun in Australia. Bring me back a koala. What in the world do you think you're doing? I don't know, Mom. We'll get you anything you need in Sydney. The casual way he said it, as if shopping in a foreign country was no big deal, reminded me once again of the vast differences in our world. So, what should I expect from this trip? Am I going to be sitting in on high-powered business meetings or lounging by the pool while we work? A bit of both, maybe? And what about us? I mean, how, as my girlfriend. Yeah, I think I like the sound of that. Okay. Welcome to the world of private. This is fantastic. I like it. No, just different. The guy who fixed my coffee grinder and then whisked me off to Australia on his private jet, you mean? Exactly. Now champagne. That sounds amazing. Then that's what we'll do. Yeah, I'll expand this because there needs to be some sexy times on that flight. I think we're all wanting to join the Mile High Club on that one. All right, so did chapter 10. Now it's doing chapter 11. See if it focuses on, and it did pick up Liam's point of view. What time is it? Just past 7. Jet lag getting to you? A little. So what's the plan for today? Well, harbor cruise, and I have a meeting in the afternoon. I mean, part of me wanted to say yes. No, she's got to go to the meeting. Oh, maybe it's going to have a bad meeting and then she's got a good meeting. I don't know. We're going to see. Tough crowd. Maybe I'm learning the value of compromise. Cafe owner. Okay. What do you mean? Must be all that caffeine. Thanks for providing chapter 11. She wakes up. Crucial business meeting. So now she's going to the business meeting, I hope. Coming to the meeting. Okay, so now she's coming to the meeting. Okay. Just sit there and look pretty. ROI projections, but I couldn't help but feel a swell of pride watching him in his mind. Can't justify those numbers. Need to consider the local market preferences. Distribution networks. These were things I knew about. Excuse me. You're concerned about distribution and local preferences, right? Elena, I'm here with Liam. Oh, this is so saccharine. Yeah, I'll fix this. You just saved that deal. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love you too. Oh, no, that's so cute. I love that. That's one of the things I love about you. The word love hung in the air between us, charged. We'd said we were falling in love, but this felt different. I love you too. I whispered, the words feeling right, natural. Uh-oh. Just thinking how surreal this all is. If someone had told me a month ago that I'd be here doing this, I would have thought they were crazy. Honestly, it's overwhelming. All right, so chapter 13, the Sydney deal, what we're doing here. For Liam's point of view. Cool, cool, cool. And I would say this is good material. Like, I can work with this. This is no different than the other stuff that we have. And I'm watching the time so that way we can bring stuff over. Okay, while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and bring over the outline that we have now over into Raptor Write because I like that outline better. So we'll just bring this. And it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and just back up my projects just in case. I don't want to lose all this. So I'll back up the projects into backups. This is going to be a new folder. 9.6 baby Raptor. Create. Okay. So now on this project, this outline, we're just going to go to where it says number 10. Boop. Delete that out. Paste it in, the new one, because I like this one better. Cool, cool. So that's good. Let's go ahead and start copying and pasting over. So I'm going to go new document, new document, new document, new document, new document, new document. And we'll bring this stuff down. I'm going to delete this. Oh gosh, it kills me to delete words that I like, but yeah, it's deleted. It's saved. If I want to bring it back, I can. It's so hard to write this way. Okay, so this is going to be chapter 10. Chapter 10. I'm going to actually put a note here that I did not read it as it went. So I need to, I'm going to put draft next to it so that I know it's the draft. Chapter 11, draft. Chapter 12, draft. Okay, coming over to here, the auto write. Now I can actually pull, so I know like this is chapter 10. So that's the chapter 11 writing brief. Why is that the chapter 11 writing brief? Chapter 10 writing. Oh, it's writing the drafts and all in one response. Holy Toledo. Okay, well, maybe this will be enough words. Maybe it won't be, but we'll go from there. So this is chapter 10. Boop. This was 1,400 words. That's not bad. I can expand that. That works. Okay, I actually like this methodology better. This is more like my architect methodology here. Chapter 11. Copy. Bring that over. That one was also 1445. That's insane that it's so exact, but that works. Chapter 12. Hopefully I'm not scaring people, but like this is the reality of where AI writing is right now. If you have tooling that can just sequence your prompts, like you can get a lot of words. Chapter 13 draft. Okay. Is that this one? Okay, cool. Chapter 13. Copy, bring it over. Chapter 14 draft. Okay, I can see where it's like, it's confused. Let me come over to Rexy and check on it. Are we like lost? What are we on? Chapter 15. Okay. I just saw some stuff that was short. Chapter 17. Okay. Chapter. Okay. So chapter 17 wasn't quite done. Oh, that's why. So I figured out like, oh, wait a minute, you're not done. And then it literally talked to itself. This is so funny. I've reached the maximum length for this response, but I can continue this chapter in a new message if you'd like. Should I proceed? And then it answered itself. Yes, please continue writing the rest of chapter 17. I'm looking forward to seeing how Elena's emotional journey and internal conflict develop further. You know you have crossed over into a new reality when the AI will talk to itself and answer itself. Okay. I'm checking the chat real fast so you guys can give your responses of what you think. Thank you, Rochelle, that this is a great demo. We're at 11:28, so I do have to kind of keep an eye on the time here. And let's see here. So this is, what have we got? We've got, I'm lost where I am. Raptor Write. Okay. Chapter 14 draft. I got that in. Now I need chapter 15 draft. It should be running out. I thought it was. Okay. So now that it has done all the way through chapter 17 draft, I'm going to go let's bang again. And it's going to just continue from chapter 17. So because it's not done yet. So we'll keep let's bang and it's got all this information. It's good to go. It's just going to keep, it's going to keep writing. Thank you for providing the draft. Now I'll move on to chapter 18. See, it just keeps going. This is the state of the LLMs. Okay. Software does not need to bring any magic. You can literally just tell it a looping type of command and it'll just go. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. Okay, so now we're over here into auto write. Chapter 15 is number 15. It's going to get off kilter at 17, but that's okay. So I'm copying over 15. And this is going to be chapter 16 title. Draft. Let me go ahead and save the project. Boop. Number 16. The argument. Uh-oh, we have an argument. This is kind of cool. Wait. Hold on. This is why. Okay, so there's chapter 16 draft. I'll copy that. Then this is the start of chapter 17. Because this one did a lot. So we'll copy that. Then come over here is where it talked to itself, and then it finished off the chapter 17. So there's the rest of the chapter 17. Okay, so chapter 16. Boop. And I'm going to need a bunch of new documents. All right here. Chapter 17, draft. Started off. And then this one. Chapter 18 draft, which should be done by now. So I come over here, writing chapters completed. That's everything all together. So here is chapter 18. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boop. Now, when I say this is expensive, the way I'm doing this right now, it's getting the whole story every time it's writing. So like I say, the models are capable of this, but you have to be willing to spend some money. How much money are we spending? Well, just to give you an idea, because I'm using my Claude API key, Claude AI, you go over into what's called the workbench or your API. So API console. Yes, I know it's me. It's me. Yep. Continue. But when your books make money, it doesn't matter if you spend, 20 or 30 bucks on AI. I mean, my Jaff books make 4 figures when I release them. So I'm not worried too much about, the cost of this. When I go to usage, you can see that I'm really hammering today. This is all of September, but today I've already done almost 1 million tokens, 818,000 tokens. If I go with the cost right now, we're at $2.92 for just today, because I'm using 3.5 Sonnet. We'll get to the end, but $3 to finish the book. I mean, I don't know, but a lot of authors, I think, would pay $3 to $5 to finish their book, and then you just have to edit it. So this is where it is. This is where it is. I wish it was different, but it's not. So throwing in chapter 18, chapter 19 draft. Go to this. Did it start? I think it did start on chapter 19. So I have that, and then I come to 21, and it's continuing. It's okay that it gets a little bit off as far as the documents go. There's number 20. Okay, so Raptor Write, chapter 19 has 2 pieces here. Chapter 19. And I mean, it literally just it continued with the very next word, because we're using the context of giving the Big Bang box. It has everything in there. Chapter 20 draft. Put that one in. And then come over here to get the rest of it. And there's the list of that. So there's 20. And then I think we got the same thing of are you sure you want me to go on with chapter 21? Yes, I would like for you to finish chapter 21, please. Oh, there's 21. Cool. Copy. And then down here, chapter 22 draft. We're getting quickly. And now I go to 23. Would you like for me to continue? Yes, I'd like for you to continue. Yes, please continue. It's so funny how it just certainly I will continue where it left off. So there's 22. Okay. So we have chapter 21, draft, and chapter 22. On 21 and start putting my pieces in. There's chapter 21 draft. And here is chapter 22, which was in multiple pieces. Just do a space, and literally it's going to start about I thought. There we go. We're almost done. Chapter 23, draft. One, two, three, four. Okay, here we go. Chapter 23. There's the writing brief. And now the draft. Draft. This is so crazy. I'm sorry, but this is just nuts. Chapter 25 draft. Put some more documents in there. I think I'm going to have to start it over again. I don't think it's going to finish. There's chapter 23, which I think we already grabbed. Yeah, I think it's done again. Let me go back to Rexy. What bang are you on? Because you're only doing like 10 at a time. It's now on. Oh, nope. It's got chapter 24. Okay. So that's there. It just, I'm faster than it is. So there's 23. No, it hasn't written it to the auto write yet. So it's still working on it. Yeah, it's still writing that one. Okay, so it just did it right there. 2813. Grab this. There's 24, meeting the Caldwells. There's 25. $24. Paste it in. 25. Now, for those watching this and being like, she's not even reading it. Of course, I'm not reading it right this second. I'm going to get it all in here. I'm noting everything as draft. And then as I read it and I'm like, yes, I've approved this. I've cleared this up. Because like all these previous chapters, I've read line by line. Like I've read through them. I edited as I went. So I know this time around, I'm just like mass producing and then I'm going to have to make changes. And what's great about Raptor Write is if I get to like chapter 20 and it's off the rails for whatever reason, I don't think it is because I've been kind of spot checking. Raptor Write makes it easy to just like toggle on and be like, fix this chapter. And it can just do it. Let's come back over here. So that was 27, 28. I apologize. Yeah, I want you to finish that off. So let's go ahead and we'll do like 6 more. Let's bang. So it's just going to continue where it is. So it'll just keep going. It's going to say, yes, I want you to continue. And there's chapter 25 continued. I wonder what I'm checking the link here. All right. Have to run. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, because it has the story so far. So if I actually look at my Rexy, that's a good point. I can kind of see where I'm at because it's already like added here. So we just have to subtract 18,000 from this, and it's showing how many words we got done today, which is going to be astronomical. This is bonkers. But tomorrow we have 2 hours and I'll go through and read through it. I might do some editing off camera. I don't know, because I've got to add some sex scenes and things like that. And that's always tricky to do with YouTube. So we'll see what we do tomorrow. Okay, so there's 25. We should be pretty close to ending. Okay, you still haven't written yet. How long does the outline go to? The outline goes to, I think it was 26 chapters plus an epilogue. I want to say, yeah, 26 and then an epilogue. Cool, cool, cool. So there's 25. I just need to get the rest of it. It's still not. There we go. It's there. Boop. Okay, so this is the continuation. Copy that. And now 26. Yeah, we definitely need more sex in here. Copy that. And actually, I think it's done with the next one. And then it's going to talk to itself, which is kind of always comical. Okay, so it did repeat the beginning phrase there. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. As we took our seats. So chapter 25, 1,300 words. They are getting a little bit shorter. I do notice 1440, 1323, 1270, 1631, 1472. That's okay. This is just to get it started. And I'm going to go in and make it longer and add to it and everything like that. Or highlight it and say, hey, rewrite this and add this stuff and this stuff and this stuff. That's where revise really just sings. Chapter 26, draft. So there's chapter 26 draft. And now the epilogue. And this is where it gets funny. Yeah, you'll see it's done and it's just talking to itself now. Now it's like, thank you for the feedback. Is there anything else you want me to do? And now it's writing back to it. Thank you. You're good. So would you consider writing a very brief flash forward scene, a few years in the future with the new family? If not, the epilogue stands as a strong conclusion to the story. Like it's just talking to itself at this point. Oh my gosh. Did we have a puppy? Yeah, we're going to have to change this. We might want to start planning something else. Well, not the business family, but our family. Uh-oh. I think they didn't bring in a dog. There's got to be a dog. Okay, fine. The epilogue sucks. I'll change the epilogue. The epilogue sucks. All right, let's see it talking to itself because that's always comical to me. And then I'll just tell it to stop because it's just going to keep going. Oh, I guess it's done. Well, I only told it to do 6. That's why. All right, so let's see what it did. 5 years later. Mama, Little Bean, did you have fun at the office with Daddy? Why choose? Came a familiar voice approaching. Don't we, Munchkin? Aw. Oh, and before I forget, at the lake house, Elena's cold beer. Okay, that's cute. I will put that in there as a potential inspiration for the epilogue when I get to that point. So 5 years later, maybe. Boop. All right, let's get our numbers real fast. Oh, I need to put this as a draft because I have not edited it yet. This is just raw AI. Darft, no, draft. Okay, are we ready? So let's go with the cost first. We'll refresh. $6.18. Woo, that's a lot. So we'll put it over in tracking over here. $6.18. This is also 2 hours. And the total live words before edits is dun 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 dun. Ridiculous. That's what it is. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to do this. So we'll just write it down and then I can type them in because I have a keyboard over here. So we have chapter 10. Chapter 10 is 1421. Chapter 11 is 1445. Chapter 12 is 1779. Whoop, I just threw my... Oh dear. Are we still okay? I accidentally threw my mouse off the edge there. Yeah. Yeah, it could be a newsletter bonus scene. Absolutely. Yeah, do it as a newsletter scene. Yeah, and it did not do a puppy. I've got to add the puppy. Ashling says it could be bonus content. Awesome. So what do you guys think about this methodology? I mean, do we want to, I mean, let's take a look at one of the chapters before I write down all the things. So if I'm looking at chapter 10, because you guys have been here, what does 1? Okay, I like this that she's calling and talking to people. And then she's thinking about her mom, ready for an adventure. Like it would just take me probably about 10, 15 minutes to clean this up a little bit, but most of it I liked. I think I would change like the very different from what I'm used to. I would change that line to like, I mean, you can literally like highlight it and just revise it to something like a joke about, well, it's not Southwest, just to beef up the dialogue and things like this. So all in all, I would say that this is on par with what we've been getting. I just have to clean it up. So that's chapter 10, chapter 11, chapter 12 was 1779. Chapter 13 is 1931. Chapter 14 is 2003. Chapter 15 is 1524. Chapter 16 is 1440. Now, if people are asking, well, would you do this from chapter 1? Yes and no. When you try and do this from chapter 1, this kind of methodology, it doesn't necessarily capture the voice. You can say right here, a lot of this is still similar to the writing style that was already there. And that's because it had a bunch of chapters to go from. I had multiple samples basically of their narration. Chapter 20 is 1472. Chapter 21 is 1631. Almost done, guys. Chapter 22 is 1270. 23 is 1323. 1440. 1343. 1294. And then the epilogue, which we may or may not use, but it is the total words that we ended up with. And then 484. Okay, now I'll just add all these up inside of here. So this is day 3 draft chapters, because it was 10, 11, 12. But now I'm just going to highlight this and drag it down. So we get to 26. That's too many. And then we'll just add here epilogue and 5 years later, because that's what we got today. And now I just have to put them in. 1421, 1445, 1779, 1931. Yes, my keyboard has a 10 key because I like a 10 key. I hate the little keyboards. 1515, 1740, 1283. I can immediately see the scenes that are really going to need some extra help, but that's okay because we're close. 1631, 1270, 1323, 1440, 1343, 1294, 982, and 484. All right. This is bunkers equals sum. Oh, these are day 4 chapters. I'll have to fix that. Add that all up. Holy smokes, you guys. 27,000 words. That practically brings us up to novel length. This is going to be a full novel. And we've spent $9.38 and we're averaging 6,545 average words per hour. Now, what I will keep track of, just so that it's fair, is I will keep track of like the editing, the combing through to make things edit, to change things. So tomorrow we may be here for a few more hours, or I may do another extra session on Saturday in the evening, kind of like a bonus session like we did before, because I want to read through all of this and make sure that we've added in all of that. But all in all, I would say this is ready to go. Susan says, I think it needs a strong outline to do, and I'm awful at outline, so I feel like I'd end up with a lot of wasted words. Christina, did you see me write the outline, or did you watch me make the AI write the outline, and then I just like made some tweaks to it? I would say use that to help with outline. And I'm still going to add more scenes to this because it's not a, there's definitely scenes missing. We can't have sex in the first 9 scenes and then no sex for 20 more scenes. Like that's not going to work inside of a romance novel for grownups. So Ingrid says, good session. Yeah, we're finishing 10 minutes early, and I am going to finish 10 minutes early because I go over all the time. So Rochelle says, I agree that it's good to start writing in your own voice and set up the story before letting the AI take off. Okay, so here's the deal. Do you need to do it this way? Nope. You can go chapter by chapter. Openrouter was having some issues. I didn't, and I know it's working for some people and it's a little intermittent for others. This is why Rexy 2.0 is going to go directly to your API keys, because that's what I did. I basically used Rexy, which goes right to Claude. This is also going to open the door for fine tunes, because we're able to fine tune Google, and we're able to fine tune Openrouter or OpenAI. Sorry, OpenAI. Here's the other cool thing. For those of you who are bakers, I just ran this thing for $9. Okay. I can literally delete up to the point that I was, and I can just start over again with a completely different model and have like a fine tune write those chapters, or Google write those chapters. Like you can get multiple versions of this, so that then you can kind of kit bash, because as long as it's kind of following the overall scheme, you can get more words that way too. There's lots of people who experiment that way. So 27,000 words to edit, and it is less than 2 hours. We had probably about, I would say really it was 27,000 words in about an hour, because from when I like started to when it was actually ready to run. So that's why Rexy is the big brother. Rexy is part of the Future Fiction Academy. You can literally click and get like a whole book. We're working on making that even easier and keep it more narrative logic, and actually have the writing quality be better. There's still going to be parts in there where the writing's not very good. Like it said, this is just so different than I'm used to. Okay, we get it. How many times has she got to say that? So instead you have to come up with other ways to say that. So you're just editing at that point. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being live with me today. I know this was a departure than what we planned, but sometimes that happens. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we'll start editing on this thing. I'll keep track of any hours I do without y'all, and just say like, hey, I got these chapters done, and this is where the final word count kind of came out. Like I'm doing the differential just so we're not, it's only if there's more words. I'm not going to like subtract, do all of that. And I'll mention, here's where I put a sexy scene in, because like, tell me in the votes, how many of them think that they should have sex on the plane? Right? Like, hello, you're flying to, I've done that flight, not on a private plane, mind you. It's a 14-hour flight just from the West Coast. So I'm assuming they live on the West Coast. It feels very kind of like Pacific Northwest to me. They're the vibe of the story. But, so yeah, it's at least a 12 to 14 hour flight. You're spending half the day on a plane. So I think we can use Raptor. Yeah. So Ashling is in favor of her joining the Mile High Club. And Rochelle points out rightly, you can use Raptor and not safe for work to interject. Exactly. I can like, hey, wizard, read this. Wizard, go ahead and put a chapter here. As opposed to Wednesday when we chose Celeste and we needed a safe word. So we're not going to use Celeste. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. I'll see some of you in the fine-tune class tonight. I'm going to go get some lunch. And then this afternoon, I'm planning quarter 4 with Steph and Stacy. So if you are in the Discord, go ahead and let us know classes. We're going to be focusing on craft for quarter 4. And I will go ahead and share this, that if you saw Rexy today and you were like, I need that in my life, it's part of the lab membership, because there's training that goes for it. You saw it's a little clunky. It's not as smooth as Raptor Write is. It's because it was like the first tool of its kind to just sequence prompts for authors. But it's available at futurefictionacademy.com/trial. You get 7 days free with the Future Fiction Academy, and you can come see what it's all about. And again, shout out to Book Talk AI, because we had fun talking to them today. I think that that's going to be a really bright future. If you have the money to invest in something, and you want to invest in that lifetime membership, I think that this is going to be a solid company to do that with. They have a lot of experience with other companies, and I think that this is just going to be really, really good. All right. I'll see everyone tomorrow morning. And if you're in the FFA, I'll see you tonight. Bye.